Welcome to Optimal Timelines. My name is Sean, and this is going to be your September 2023 reading for your North Node by sign and house. Now, this is going to be a special report reading, which I'll get into in a moment. But if you're new to the channel, the reason I use the North Node as opposed to your Sun, Moon, or Ascendant sign in readings is it's recognized in astrology that your North Node is your North Star. It's your soul path. It's what you're here to learn and experience in this lifetime. And so you have much more in common with those that share your North Node as opposed to your Sun, Moon, or Ascendant sign. So it's much more accurate and relevant in tarot readings. Now, getting on to the special report. All of the astrology is pointing to the fact that between now, September 2023, throughout the end of this year, and then through 2024, there are going to be really great changes happening on the world stage within the collective. Depending on what country you're in, I mean, it's going to be a worldwide thing. My intuition is pointing to this, and also a lot of the astrology is pointing to this. So the reason for this reading is this is to help keep you on path for your individual North Node. Because what can happen a lot is we all have our individual soul paths that we're experiencing day to day, week to week, month to month, year to year. But there is also a collective path that we're all on. For example, everyone listening to this reading right now experienced the year 2020 along with me and everybody else up until now. Okay, if you're watching this reading, you did. So we experienced that whole situation as a collective, but we also experienced it individually with our own soul path. And that's what these readings are geared toward. They're geared toward keeping you on your path, because no matter what happens in the collective, although we are affected by it, we have to achieve our best life and our optimal timeline with our soul path and not get distracted by what's going on, because there are going to be some major changes in the next 16 months on the world stage. And so this reading is reflecting what each North Node by sign and house is going to focus on and what they're going to learn during this period of time. So that's why, again, it is a special report reading. Now, you're going to want to watch two videos. You're going to want to watch one for your North Node by sign and one for your North Node by house. Okay? So with that, let me connect to the energies and then we can begin. I call upon my spirit guides and guardians and the wisdom of my ancestors to bring forth the information that's true and correct for all who see and hear this reading, that it may bring them the most beautiful, happy life possible and set them on their most optimal future timeline. So may it be. Okay, so this is going to be your monthly Tarotscope reading for September 2023, special report for everybody with their North Node in Capricorn and or the 10th house. Okay, so this is my special report spread, and it's going to encompass not only September 2023, but for the next 16 months to the end of 2024, kind of what you're most working on and some things that could pop up and themes that could come up. So your overall theme card for this period of time is the King of Pentacles. And you know, Pentacles rule all of the earth signs. So Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Okay, so Capricorn, 10th house, your North Node. And what I'm feeling like is that this period of time that you're going to go through, but also leading up to this, has been, even if it doesn't seem like it, it's been like training for you. It's almost like, you know, uh, Saturn, the planet Saturn that rules Capricorn, is the great teacher or trainer. And when you think about it, like for example, if you've ever seen the way that martial arts are done and martial artists train, like I'm thinking what came to my mind was the famous Shaolin monks of China. You know, they have a very rigorous training, and they start from a young age, and they're mastering um, this art. And I feel like your whole life, like this is kind of what, and it can be difficult. You know what I mean? That's whatever you're mastering or training to get from the point of beginning to where you are at the end. There was a lot of, difficult training, involved. And for people that have their North Node in Capricorn, or the 10th house, because they're moving toward, even if it doesn't seem like that right now, they're moving toward mastering life, becoming strong in themselves. And the reason I was kind of like saying it doesn't seem like it is because, many times people that have this North Node actually can come from a place a lot of times of not seeming strong. Okay. But this is what life's doing, is it's moving you into this person who is not only strong in themselves, strong mentally, emotionally, physically, to this more courageous person, and creative. Okay, so this is what you're moving toward, during this period of time, and sometimes it can be, a difficult type thing. Um, Now, your timeline cards are, if you've got the reversed Ace of Swords, you've got the Six of Wands, you've got the Hermit card, and you've got the Chariot card. Now, what's happening here is that with the Ace of Swords, is I'm seeing that there is a realization that you're going to go through, and you're going to realize that there have been various people and situations in your life that might have seemed overly harsh, but you're seeing it as a train. You're going to see it more and more as a training, and that's what I'm here to kind of relay to you, is that. And I'm not talking about things that are like really, cruel things and all that, but a lot of times people that have this North Node go through what seemingly is kind of uh, very kind of like harsh situations sometimes. The way I like to describe it a lot of times is it's like the um, the baby bird getting kicked out of the nest, and it's like, okay, it's go to fly, and it's like it's not fun. And so a lot of times people with this North Node have had like people like constantly nudging them out of like comfort zones. Okay. And that's what I'm talking about, is just people like around you that are like nudging you. And what you're seeing is what is happening for you is you're being pushed towards greatness, because everybody with their North Node in Capricorn or the 10th house is being pushed toward greatness of some sort. And that doesn't mean it has to be, not necessarily like a top CEO of a company or a multi-billionaire or whatever. It could even just be like a very strong, wise parent, or someone that just has their life together and they're independent and they're strong within themselves and they're strong for those around them. Okay, so that what it is that this success is – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – –– – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – you have things under control in your life, where you have the reins on your life, and you're not you feel like you can accomplish things on your own, that type of success. Okay, but yes, it could even mean like success on a grander scale, because a lot of times people that have this north node have the seeds of greatness in them to a large extent, meaning on like a bigger stage. But it doesn't necessarily have to always be that way. So one of the things that's happening is you're beginning to see like, okay, it's like going through that training. If a lot of times they show like, young boys going through the training of a Shaolin monk, and they're very young. And a lot of times, you see them and when, especially the first couple of months that they're there, they go from being in their family and they're being trained, and they don't look like they're having fun. But as they get older and they are able to master certain things, they transform into something way different from, like, let's say they go in at 8 or 9 years old, and then where they are, like 10 years later, 5, 10 years later, is just this night and day. And if you talk to them, because uh, I've done like a lot of research, and you talk to them, and they don't regret it at all, that what they went through. But a lot of times it wasn't pleasant, and that's kind of what your training is. Okay, for you North Nodes in Capricorn, you're being trained in this lifetime, and the quicker that you can kind of get on board and, like, you know move toward that North Node of Capricorn and or the 10th house, move out of comfort zones and, like, start moving on your path of mastery for whatever that is and however it looks for you. um, you're gonna get along at some point where you're gonna be like, yeah, I went through that and I did it. Maybe 10 years ago, I didn't get it, I didn't like it, but it made me and molded me in the person that I am. And that's really what this life is about for you. It's like you're being molded. Okay. And further on your timeline, you've got the Hermit card, as I said, and you've got the Chariot. Now, the interesting thing about these cards is that what you see a lot of times when people master a skill, whether that be, music, art, martial arts, something like that, there is a lot of wisdom that comes from that. And why is that? Because we learn more from experiences that are challenging, as opposed to ones that are not challenging or as challenging. Okay. And so there's a certain amount of wisdom that is gained. So this is where you are headed for, not only like beginning this month and the next 60 months, whatever is going on around the world in the collective, this is what you can do. This is causing you to, firm up, like Saturn is training you, Capricorn is training you into being this person. And there's going to be a lot of wisdom that's going to come from this. Now, the other thing too is with this Chariot card is, along with the wisdom and the feeling of success, the Chariot is a card of movement. And this is also a card of victory, but it's being able to take you places that you were not able to go before, both physically and non-physically. If you look at the card here, it's one of the cards that represents the polarities, because you have the white Sphinx and the black Sphinx. And this is a balancing of polarities. So all of this, all of the training that's happening in your life is balancing you to get you to move to greater, not only, greater areas in your life, but more strength, wisdom, all of that. But the polarity has to be balanced. So That's all this is balancing. And when the polarities are balanced, you're able to move forward. When there's an imbalance, whether on the white sphinx or the black sphinx, if one is overpowering the other, you go haywire or around in circles. So really, this is a very exciting time. Embrace your life and think of it like your training. And be able to like be open to that. Remember, breaking out of comfort zones, doing things that seem uncomfortable are going to really get you further in life than anything else. Now, your advice cards here are, you've got the Four of Cups reversed and you've got the Judgment card. And this is the reason why this reading is so positive for you when I saw this, because the Four of Cups reversed this is really about a lot of you finally kind of getting out of the doldrums, or getting out of like being kind of like depressed or down on yourself and on your life, and being discontent to being more content. I see this leaving you. And the reason it's leaving you is with this Judgment card. This is a card of awakening, because really what's happening through all of this training is, remember the example I just said about the training for the Shaolin monk. You are awakening. This training is awakening you from one state of being to another. It's like you're finally opening up to what this truly is. Like everything you've gone through is this kind of wake up call, because you can see the people here, they're waking up from a dead state. They're hearing the call, and see, this is like the universe waking you up and saying, okay, like we're bringing you to a better place. We're nudging you. So all of those situations and people that have nudged you, even though it was uncomfortable, it's getting you to that wake up call, okay, to move on to a greater state of being. And here's the great news. When you move toward this, when you move toward the key phrase for North Node in Capricorn or the 10th house, when you move from comfort to discomfort, you actually in the long run gain more comfort and security and stability. It doesn't seem like that at first, but when you move out of comfort zones, you move toward a more safe, structured, comfortable life in the future. The more that a Capricorn North Node or North Node in the 10th house stays in comfort zone and doesn't move toward their training, it gets more and more difficult as time goes by. But I really feel like most of you are going to start to, and it doesn't matter, you're going to do this, but it doesn't matter how far along. Some people will be further along than others, but I don't think there's anybody that has this North Node that won't make some progress. And you'll see that there are going to be progress at the end of this time period. The reason this is important is because there could be some, very interesting things going on in the collective life path. But this is your personal life path for your North Star, your North Node, okay? And this is one of the things that is going to help you not be distracted by what's going on around you. You're going to become much more solid in who you are. So anyway, yeah, great reading. I really hope this was helpful to you. If you have any questions, reach out to me in the comments, or my contact information is below. I love to answer any questions. And if you would like a personal life path reading where I look at your astrological chart through the lens of evolutionary astrology, I can give you a life path reading. Or if you have any questions about situations in your life, I do tarot readings on that, so we can hone in on some of your questions you might have. But there's going to be a link in the description box below, and you can get some more information on the readings I offer. If you could hit that like button, it'd be much appreciated. But again, thanks for watching. Be strong out there. Move toward your training and move toward mastery, and you're going to be just fine. So much love, many blessings. We'll see you on some more readings.